But today I think I'm gonna go the Ray Stevens and the Nick Bockwinkel to my Bobby the Brain Heenan. Of course, Bobby the Brain Heenan passed away at 73 due to organ failure. Really, the last 10 years of his life they were really bad. He was recovering from jaw cancer. Jaw cancer. He had to have his jaw removed. 2002, he was diagnosed with throat cancer, so he had to undergo that. But 2004, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I advise you guys to go back and watch that. I mean, that was fun for him. You know, been in remission for like 2 years, and he was really just going with the flow of all of it. I love the Brain. Let's just really. Do you have anything to say about the Brain? You know.
We're all kind of young, so the Brain was before our time, but I
know.
understand how great he is. He's the greatest manager, might even be the greatest performer of all time.
Yeah, I heard he was a really good wrestler. He just never wanted to wrestle. He wanted to be a manager.
And he apparently would take some crazy bumps.
Oh, yeah.
I looked up a couple today just
like
because
when he was in the Weasel outfit, he was running around and taking that spinning bump. I mean, I had to go back and look at some of his stuff.
The only exposure before him passing away that I'd seen him in the '92 Royal Rumble, which was just spectacular.
Oh,
when
he just puts over Ric Flair the entire match.
The entire
That's
time.
probably one of the greatest commentary performances of all time.
That moment when Roddy Piper comes out and grabs the guy that's beating up Ric Flair and throws him off, and immediately Heenan's like, I take back everything I said. It's a kilt. It's not a skirt. You're a beautiful man. And then he starts hitting Flair, and immediately he goes, you dirty animal.
Good.
I hate you. I hate everything you stand for. Like, it's great. He was,
I just want to name off some of the people he managed. Like I said, Nick Bockwinkel, Ray Stevens, Angelo Poffo, the father of the late Macho Man Randy Savage, the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, John Studd, King Kong Bundy, Andre the Giant, Rick Rude, Paul Orndorff, Harley Race, Hercules Hernandez, the Brain Busters, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, the Red Rooster, the Brooklyn Brawler, Flair, Lex Luger, the Missing Link, King Haku. His sons are doing some things in Japan, I believe.
Oh.
All right. Jimmy Jacobs, Nigel McGuinness, Colt Cabana, and of course CM Punk. Punk is the last person to ever be managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. So
Did not know that.
That puts him in a class all by himself.
Facts.
Also, if we
got him.
Go back to September 7th of 2006. Robert Roode, we know him as Bobby Roode. I guess he's glorious or whatever. That's what I hear. He was looking for a manager, and that was like one of Heenan's like last great televised performances, like making bid like you stick with me, because one of Heenan's famous lines: "You listen to me, go straight to the top. You don't listen to me, you're never heard from again." So I mean, just thank you to the Brain. One of the greatest of all time. And, you know, we always like say Paul Heyman's the greatest manager of all time, even though Heyman says he's an advocate. I saw this video, Heyman's like, they ask him who's the greatest manager of all time. Before you can even get the juror out of manager, he says Bobby the Brain Heenan. There's no other answer.
I kind of feel like even though he's not from our era, his effects will be felt forever.
I mean, if there wasn't Bobby the Brain Heenan, we wouldn't have a Paul Heyman.
I mean, haven't we gone over this discussion before?
We have.
And it was just like, it's Bobby Heenan, and then it's more of a discussion who's number two.
Yeah.
It's
It's one of those. Well, there's lots of. I feel like a lot of topics have that answer where it's like, oh, who's the best? Well, we all know who's the best, but who's the second best?
Yeah. I mean, I've always said like, wrestling has one hell of a roster with the amount of people who have passed away. Now they have one hell of a commentary team with Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan. I mean, those guys were magic. They were hilarious together. And one of the last great things I've ever like seen from Bobby the Brain Heenan, Sam Roberts interviewed him about a few years ago, and Bobby Heenan, like, doesn't have a jaw, he can't speak, but Sam had him autograph this chair, the steel chair that he had, and Bobby the Brain Heenan tells him to lean in, and Heenan says, I've been hitting the head so many times with a steel chair that my head still smells like ass. He just like had that last like
just
zinger.
The fastest wit. The fastest wit.
Quickest wit ever.
It's a shame the greatest talker of all time can't talk anymore.
I know. Yeah. It's really heartbreaking to see like how he was in the last like stage of his life. But thank you to the Brain. You will be extremely missed. All right, so let's Weasel. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you so much.
You listen to me, you go to the top. You don't listen to me, you're never heard from again.